Hi folks, Marcel back with the Pulse. Today I'm excited to talk to you about my own personal secret weapon for getting the most impacts out of my health routine. This includes exercise, this includes my diet, this includes my dietary supplements that I talk about endlessly here on the Pulse. My secret weapon is what I call caloric restriction. Some people refer to it as intermittent fasting, but for me it is time-restricted feeding, eating no earlier than 11 a.m. and eating no later than 7 p.m. And the reason I do that it has to do with, and I was inspired by David Sinclair on this one as well, but the Natural Institutes of Health list the top 3 reasons for caloric restriction, and they define caloric restriction by reducing food intake without malnutrition. So we don't want you to starve, we don't want you to suffer, we don't want you to have any negative impacts of over dieting, right? We want you to get your nutrition. And I say we, I mean people who are proponents of this technique. The top 3 benefits that NIH lists are improved metabolism, longer lifespans, 3, delayed onset of age-related diseases. These are obviously great reasons. I want to talk about some specifics on how I've benefited specifically from some of these things and talk to you about really my approach to this, because my approach is natural. I'm doing it naturally. I'm not using any medicines or prescription drugs to, make myself not eat much. I didn't do any stomach stapling. I didn't do anything unnatural other than natural diet and dietary supplements that I do take. But again, that's not the main topic today, right? This is free. Matter of fact, I think you're going to save money by doing caloric restriction, even though you may eat some things that are of higher quality and cost a bit more. This approach to me is free. It's a wash at least, at worst case, but I think you'll actually save some money. And it's easy. It's much easier than you would think that I ever thought it would be. It's easy, but it took some time before it was easy. It wasn't easy until it was easy, okay? It did take some effort and some time, but now I don't even give it a thought. I never even think of eating before 11 a.m. I never even think of eating at like 8, 9 p.m. Once in a while, we run late for various reasons. We go out and we're running late and we get to dinner late, but that is the very rare occasion for myself anyways. Now, why is it easy? How did it become easy? I think it's because I have no urges, no splurges, because I've eliminated sugar from my diet. And sugar is just something that we talk a lot about, sugar and the negative impacts about it. But the main thing in this context is that sugar causes you to have cravings, and it desensitizes your taste buds, so you're not as satisfied with natural foods that I'm going to get into that I eat daily. Sugar takes away the joy, for me anyways, in eating things like cucumbers or berries or nuts or whatever the case might be, right? So eliminating sugar is beneficial in this context alone. It has many other benefits, but that's a topic for another day. Also, very low salt. I do have probably more salt than maybe my doctor might even prefer, but I have very low salt overall, especially compared to before I did all of this. I don't mind having some salt. I think it's okay. I think it's certainly healthy. But also I perspire so much from my extensive fitness and workouts that I don't think the salt that I do intake is much of an issue. But it's still relatively low. But also eating, the reason you don't want to start eating salty foods, especially late in the evening or at dinner, is they make you want more, right? You're going to keep eating more, or you might crave alcohol. You don't want to drink too much alcohol. It's the third thing I'd put in here. That is just a general rule. You want to reduce that at max, maybe 1 with dinner, 1 beer, or 1 wine. But I've eliminated most of that. It's a couple times a month at this point for me. I'll just have something with a meal. If it's a specific meal, we had tacos the other night. That was kind of a splurge, right? A little higher salt content there. And they did have a beer with it, so because it was a pleasure thing, but I had one. So my diet is making it easier because of the things I have eliminated and also the things that I'm eating. I don't mind waiting till 11, 11:30, even 12 a.m. to eat because I'm just, or you call it 12 p.m., but I don't mind waiting till midday to eat because I know I'm going to get a gratifying meal, a satisfying meal. For me, it's my super yogurt. And I've talked about that here before, but I'm going to recap it. It's Greek yogurt, organic oats, fresh berries. Yes, my supplements. I put a couple supplements in the yogurt. I take a couple before, I take a few after. Again, topic for another day, but I do concentrate most of my supplement intake around that super yogurt midday meal. And then I sprinkle some fresh cracked pistachios, unsalted, over the top of them. And that's my lunch, and that holds me over till about 4 p.m. before I have any kind of a afternoon snack. So it's really my lunch and, it's my brunch, right? It's breakfast and lunch at the same time. Then I have an afternoon snack. Now, I don't get any crash. This is a high energy, long burn energy meal. So I don't get a dip. And, a lot of us talk about, and I certainly talk about the 4 p.m. dip, the crash that I used to get every afternoon. But I used to get 11 a.m., 10:30, 11 a.m. dips in my work output, my desire to get things done. And I'm the complete opposite of that. That's the peak time for me. And I get so much done after that first meal because I'm just totally dialed in and there's absolutely no energy dip at all from this meal. The snacks I have in the afternoon, same thing. No energy dip at all, no crash. I have a handful of macadamia nuts, 6, 7, no more than that. A lot of times I'll have a spoon of olive oil before those. It's just a good way to take that, to get that olive oil. It's nice to have the nuts right after it for me. I'll sometimes have some green olives as well. I kind of like, if I'm taking an NAD booster, which I obviously do, I like to eat some foods that have NAD. So I like to double down on the types of foods that have the thing I need. So if I need olive oil, I have sometimes some olives with that as well. Cucumbers. Cucumbers are like my quick energy fix. I never realized, my entire life, I'm almost 60 years old, I never realized that cucumbers can give you a boost in the afternoon. It's crazy. So I either have one of those small mini cucumbers or I have, not the tiny, the real cucumbers, they call them, I guess, at Costco. I'll have the bigger ones. And or a chunk, like a little section, a third or a fourth of a whole cucumber. And that's an afternoon snack. That's it. These few things, sometimes none of them, but usually always a cucumber, because that's like great, what I call long burn energy. And it makes this caloric restriction thing, again, easy. I'm not, no urges, no splurges. Then dinner rolls around to usually around 6:30, sometimes even earlier. If I'm lucky, I get to eat at 5:30. I'll have some protein. Personally, I still eat meat, but very little red meat, mostly white meat, and oftentimes fish. I have some veggies, a few potatoes, often roasted. My wife likes those, but often roasted, sometimes fried, and then a big salad. When I have my big salad at night, I'll make a big salad for everyone. We'll all have some salad, and I'll eat the rest of it. So I don't mind sharing, but I'm always like, yes, I get the rest, because it's my dessert. I don't get a crash from that, and I'm going to ride that salad out through the evening, and then I'm going to take my evening supplements right after that big salad. The salad is fresh greens, cucumbers, avocado. It's olive oil, more olive oil, and then a little bit of, there's a seasoning called Maggi. It's, comes in a bottle. I pour a little bit of that with the olive oil just to taste, just for a little bit of flavor, and some salt and fresh ground pepper. And that's my big salad in the evenings. And that's it. There is no evening snack. None. There's nothing after 7:30 at the latest. Nothing. And I get to bed usually 11:30, and I'm not hungry at night at all. And this is the part that's easy, because I think this is where most of the damage is done. Most of the damage is done by eating at 9-10 p.m. You're going to bed, full of food. You're metabolizing that stuff. You're digesting that stuff while you're trying to sleep. Your body's not getting enough rest. So my benefits in relation to the NIH list of main benefits are I sleep great at night. I have no acid reflux. Like, there are real cures for things involved with just eating well. I have a very regular metabolism now. It's just like clockwork, like a machine. and no more hemorrhoidal tissue issue. This was a personal thing, but I want to bring it up for those that might have something. This coincided with, yes, living healthier, yes, taking supplements, but I think it's the eating that was causing a lot of that issue, and it's completely gone. And sometimes there would be, some blood. Like it was very raw skin. It was really uncomfortable, embarrassing. It's embarrassing, obviously, to talk about, but the fact that it's gone makes me very comfortable talking about it because it's totally gone. I don't even get a hint of it anymore, which has been awesome. No more gout. I give a lot of the credit to a lot of these things to my routine, my dietary supplement routine, but I will not short or discount the impacts of this diet, this caloric restricting diet, where I'm getting really good nutrition at great times of day and not having to digest food late, I think is impacting all of these things as well. Blood sugar, anxiety, well, I'll call it. I literally one time ate a cookie, a big chocolate chip cookie, and had to go to the hospital, had an anxiety attack. So by eliminating that, there's no more of that. I don't have acid reflux at night. I was getting that. I woke up a few times in the middle of the night, couldn't breathe, because the acid reflux went right up into my esophagus and was choking me. So I had to get up in the middle of the night and try to clear that. I just had to try to relax. You get upright as fast as you can. You try to relax, and then you breathe. I haven't had to do that in 3 years, maybe. Ever since I changed the diet. Definitely coincides with that. My pre-diabetes condition is completely gone. This was diagnosed. This was in my blood work, and it's completely eradicated. Again, I give a lot of credit. For me, my NAD boosting, taking, my supplement taking for NAD boosting helped a lot of these and made this all easier for me, for sure. But at the end of the day, if I'm not doing this, I'm not getting a lot of those benefits. I'm completely convinced of that. This is something you could do whether or not you're going to NAD boost with supplements. You can all try this, and you can ease your way into it like I did, and do it over months and weeks. And maybe, just maybe, some of you that are trying the supplement route and aren't getting results need to double back and look step by step at these things that I'm doing to caloric restrict, because this may be for some of you, and hopefully for many of you, also your own secret weapon to live your own NAD boosting lifestyle and reap the benefits and the rewards. It's worth it, guys. When I was 30 years old, I knew my body was going to repair, right? I knew if I got sick or if I got sore, if I got injured, I knew I'd recover. When I got into my 50s, I no longer felt tomorrow was going to be better than today. I lost that confidence in my body, in my health. And that sucks, because then it's a countdown to the end. I've called it 55 and done, and that's really how I felt. And I no longer feel that way. I'm going to be 60 next year, and I don't feel like I have an expiration date. I feel fantastic. And that's why I go on like a lunatic. I love talking about this stuff. It helps me keep my focus, keeps me honest, makes it fun for me. And I hope some of you guys find the same fun that I'm having. Good luck to you. I'll see you soon.